Oh, yeah, another one. Why not? Why not? Uh, it's another tier list. Of course it is. I'm looking to the face cam because the lighting's really bad, and I don't want to show my face, even though I look exactly the same as last night. But it's mostly because the lighting's terrible, and I don't want to get my ring light because it's gonna look weird, and people are gonna, and then people outside are gonna be like, "What the fuck's going on in there?" But we got another tier list. We got Studio Series One because yesterday I said, "Oh, the Studio Series One if I finish the other one early enough," and obviously I didn't. That was 5 hours. Um, but this will be faster because there's less figures, and I do know quite a lot about all of these toys. That's why there's no. I don't know anything about this tier because I know just about everything about these figures because I do. Okay, so we're gonna numerical order, or should I just? I guess we'll go numerical order, or should I get the shitty ones out of the way first? Um, let's get the shitty ones out of the way first. But no, numerical order. So no, no, we'll just take care of the bad ones first. So World War II Bumblebee, terrible figure. Hot Rod, terrible figure. Probably Bumblebee's worse though. He's a murky, swampy green that's like doesn't really work, and he's not even accurate to the movie. And Studio Series is all about accuracy, and they couldn't even do that right. I'm just kidding. I honestly don't really care about accuracy. I just realized there's no gamer edition stuff in here, so it's not really a complete tier list. Hold on. You know what? You know what? I have an idea. Let's see. Let's try the other one. Let's see the other one because I looked up Studio Series. Let's see if there's another one that includes. It's like every actual everything. Okay, I'll have to rename these. Okay, this only goes into the first wave of 86. And if there is not one that includes. Nah, I don't think so. This is literally it, so it's not really a complete tier list now, is it? No, I'd have to make my own if I want to include everything, like actually everything, including like like the movie stuff, 86, and the gamer stuff. But this is only movie stuff. It's not Studio Series as a whole. Okay, well, whatever. We'll just work with this. Crankcase. No, it's definitely a better toy than them, but a shitty repaint. Because it's a crowbar, but in crankcase colors, but crankcase doesn't look like crowbar. Could just reuse Berserker, and they didn't. Um. Okay, let's do a good one now. So, starting with Studio Series number one of the 77 convertible, personal bias, going all the way to the tippity top. There's like a shit ton of Transformers fans that like hate this toy because of how it transforms and stuff. Like, but it's a pretty good toy. His video is I have to do a second look on him because he was gonna have one for June, but it ended up happening because of being busy and stuff like that. So next, we'll do Ratchet from Studio Series number 4. Was he number three? No, I'm pretty sure he's number four. You have Ratchet. So this figure, a lot of people don't like this toy. It's also very derivative of the Dark of the Moon Deluxe, but changed up quite a bit. I think he's middle of the road. Crowbar. I think definitely better than Ratchet, but like he's not. He's also derivative of Berserker, and Berserker is a good toy. So Stinger, I definitely at the time when they did Stinger. You know, no, hold on. Before we continue, let's get the shitty ones out of the way. Let's continue to get the shitty ones out of the way. Car Shatter. No, put it right here. F is going to be dedicated to all the repaints that shouldn't have been made, or figures that are term. No. The crowbar mold is definitely better than a shatter because at least you don't have to forcefully parts form it by ripping the arms off. Okay, now let's continue. So Stinger, the first ever Studio Series figure I ever got, because there was like a thing they did where you could get the first wave of deluxes early, and the only one I jumped on that was Stinger. All I remember at that time is that I was at Denny's, and then I found it on Instagram, like, oh my god, they're really gonna do that. And then I told my mom, and I convinced her to let me buy Stinger. And then I did, and then he came in the mail, and then like, oh my god, I got Stinger before the actual Studio Series release window, the first wave release date. So now that I have Stinger, mine broke though because of clear plastic problems, and yeah, I just realized. Oh, let me pull up OBS real quick. Hold on a moment. Hold on a minute. Maybe I could. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh no, I was gonna say, oh, maybe I could see the chat on the window, but no, it doesn't show up. Okay, well, Stinger, definitely think he needs an update. Definitely. Definitely needs an update now that we've gotten crazy ass shit like Last Night Hot Rod and Galvatron and Age of Extinction Galvatron. Now I just want Stinger in the style of Galvatron, where you basically see the vehicle mode like disappear. But at the time, well, considering looking at it now, that's been a few years. He was definitely the first like actual deluxe Stinger that's its own mold. So I think that definitely factors in as well, being the first ever deluxe Stinger that's not just a repaint. Yeah, I'll put him high A. Next we have Studio Series '05 Optimus Prime from Revenge of the Fallen. The darker colors to me seem like it's supposed to be when he's dead, so like I don't know that this mold isn't bad. So yeah, it's the first movie Starscream, number six. Um, yeah, this mold is just the Dark of the Moon Deluxe, but like souped up into a Voyager, and that size is very appropriate for Starscream. This mold is definitely an S, but it's not my favorite version of this mold. Next, we have Blackout, number seven. Yeah, number seven. Blackout. So the only thing about him is that his hands were like stuck in one position. You couldn't rotate them or open them or whatever, and that's his only thing that draws it back. No. I think definitely definitely like it's a definitely a leader class toy. It's engineered like a leader class toy. It's not just a Voyager like people would say. Oh, it's just Voyager with leader class stuff. But yeah, Next we have Grimlock, and I think he's the only Dinobot they've made from Age of Extinction, and yeah, I think we'll put him at the top of the S. Next we have Thundercracker from Dark of the Moon, who never even showed up in the movie, so why he has a toy is a mystery to me. But uh, just as a toy by itself, not even factoring if it was in a movie or not. Um, Definitely, because also the Nitro Zeus mold, but like also like painted like wonderfully, and the dark blue plastic is also cool. It's really better than Grimlock. Grimlock, well, factoring it wasn't even in the movie, but he's got a good cool paint job. So you know what, right there. Jazz number 10. So I think definitely middle of the road, definitely better than Ratchet. But he is no, I'll put him no, put him at top. No, Jazz. It's like yeah, that, I think definitely a B. B. No, I think he's better than Ratchet. Better than Crowbar. Better than Stinger. Yeah. Next is Lockdown from Age of Extinction. I think he's too small. He needs to be about the same size as Optimus Prime, so Voyager class would have done better to go from a. But then again, would the Lamborghini Voyager class Lamborghini make sense? Not really, but honestly, I would rather prefer the just one with the robot mode, maybe same size as Optimus Prime, like the Last Night Voyager, and they didn't do that. So I don't know. They didn't do that. So oh my god. Okay, definitely needs to be bigger, but and then as by itself, I don't know. I think it's right there. Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. Uh, by far the first time this figure got an accurate robot mode straight from the movie, and definitely evokes that Revenge of the Fallen Megatron feel. Except you can't really get the Revenge of the Fallen game version with the little wings popping out from his back when you fly around as him. Next we have Brawl, the only Studio Series figure from, well, no, one of the Studio Series figures from the first movie I don't have, but I also forget about him too. But that's just because Brawl in the movie doesn't really have big significance besides everybody, all the Autobots took him down except Optimus. Optimus didn't contribute into that fight. I think definitely. Nah, I think definitely like over. Yeah, right here next to Jazz. Ironhide. Oh, Ironhide. Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about. Next we have number 15, the Bumblebee Charlie thing. It's like with the Camaro for this one came with like car parts, so you could like customize it all crazy like bottom of the barrel. Shadow Raider is just locked down in orange, but it's got the face mask, so now I'll do that. We got the Volkswagen Ball. This figure's ass. Yeah, right there. No. I think even Shatter has redeeming qualities over this figure. Darker than Ratchet. I think the grain, the grain's wrong. I think, and it needs to be like toned down a little bit. But like it needs to be more like a lime green than like a toxic green. But I do prefer this deco. So this gold one will wait. Definitely bottom of the barrel. This Bumblebee, oh, get out of my sight. Revenge of the Fallen Starscream now. This is one of the best figures from Studio Series because I prefer Starscream with the tattoos. Sorry, Iron, how you being usurped? Sorry, Starscream does it. KSI Sentry. It's just Stinger but blue. I'll put them like on the same level. These are like the same level of Transformer. Helicopter Dropkick. A lot of people don't like this toy, but I like this toy. No, it isn't really. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, not overpraise him. I think he's not like the best of the best, but he's not like terrible. What's the middle of the road? Definitely, yeah, middle of the road. The best in the middle of the road. This Bumblebee is exactly the same as this one, except it's got rust decals. Last Night Bumblebee, so this is the first non-Studio Series figure that I am talking about. Because originally its first release was not in Studio Series, it was in the Last Night toy line. So, I guess factoring in Studio Series, even though it's just an old toy coming in, it's definitely it's the same Bumblebee toy with some paint apps taken out and some paint apps added in. What they should have done is just bring the movie The Best one to the United States and for this 2-pack, and then that would have been perfect. Even though I already have movie The Best Last Night Bumblebee, but then if they did that, then and with some adjustments like the clear plastic, like that dark smoky clear plastic, like the original release, and then make the headlights blue. But then it would also be the correct plastic color. But I guess definitely this is one of my favorite Bumblebee toys. The most recent Bumblebee toys. Of I think definitely right there. Next we got Barricade. He's definitely middle of the road kind of figure, but he's also like a bit next level, a tiny bit. Definitely they should redo him with the same engineering as Sideways because they're practically like the same robot mode, kind of, with obviously different car parts, different head. But yeah, I'd very much appreciate that. Even though this mold for Barricade isn't that bad. Next we have Studio Series Dark of the Moon Sideswipe. And I think definitely fair to say S tier. Now Starscream and Grimlock, I don't know about that. Definitely right there. This is Clunker Bumblebee. Yeah, it's Clunker Bumblebee because of the other. I think definitely it takes the first mold, the first version of this mold, and just ups it, giving it the rust decals, and then yeah. Next we have Battle Damage Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen, and he definitely has that Revenge of the Fallen feel to him. Definitely a little up from the first release since it's got silver and well, he looks battle damaged like in the movie. The Well, definitely if you get this figure, take off the cannon arm if you want it to be extremely movie accurate. But if you want it to transform, then I guess you leave it on. But if you want a movie accurate display, then you take it off. Next is Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher is wonderful. Wonderful. He's definitely the Michael Bay Transformers incarnate of being like a military vehicle with like giant ass claws overcompensating giant ass claws. Uh, but then again, Blackout slash Grindor's vehicle mode is like gargantuan compared to Bone Crusher. Next we got 32 Optimus, and definitely, yeah, I'm gonna put him up here. I will put him up. Actually, no, is he really the best version of this mold? Probably not, because we'll get to the better one. Next, a Jet Flyer. Too bad this figure's a pain in the ass to get nowadays, but to get them would be cool because I don't have them, but I know you can do the combination with Optimus. So definitely with that factoring in that functionality, because even if you don't do that functionality, it's still a good toy of Jetfire. Probably the most movie accurate Jetfire we have ever gotten. Where the previous one was just the Revenge of the Fallen leader class. So you go from being based off concept art to straight up being based off the movie model. Definitely the upgrade. Now, if they could reissue him Studio Series or something, and Buzzworthy Bumblebee, I mean, so that I can finally get a Jetfire, so I can do the combination. But also, my ideal display is that I have two copies of Jetfire and two copies of 32 Optimus, because I already have 32 Optimus. Just got to get a second one, then get two Jetfires, so that I could have for display purposes where have one of the final battle, Revenge of the Fallen, and then have the Optimus and Jetfire separate as robots. But then again, you would take out the fun of combining them because combining things is just like this big event that if you have two copies of the same toy, it really takes it out. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. Plus, I got '05 Optimus to be the single Optimus figure. So yeah, next we have Dark of the Moon Megatron, and for being the second ever Dark of the Moon Megatron I've ever gotten, the first one was the Cyberverse Commander class one. And then upgrading to leader class and studio series definitely is worth it. I think definitely up here in the S tier, definitely, but I like probably at the low end. But he's also like the first Transformer to ever come to soft goods, as far as I can tell, at least in the modern era. I think definitely right there. Next is Last Night Drift. So this is a repack of the Last Night Drift, but except the paint apps are movie accurate. So he's dominantly black with red highlights. So as much as this figure's pretty cool, kind of think he needs an update nowadays. That's a bit more. Actually, no, I don't think he really needs an update. I think he's fine. I don't know, all the figures in the Last Night toy line, not a lot of them need really updates. Like, yeah, I guess an update would be nice, but like, they don't really need it. Like Car Drift from Last Night doesn't really need a re-release. Well, definitely this figure needs a reissue, definitely, so it's easier to get because as far as I can tell, I honestly do not know what he was exclusive to because he came with the baby Dinobots. So I don't know where he was exclusive to. So I obviously don't have him because I had no idea how the hell you even got him in the first place. I think definitely he takes the Last Night mold, which the base version in the Last Night toy line is like mostly red instead of the movie accurate all black with highlights of the color. So I think definitely, I don't know, those paint apps definitely make him top tier. Next we got the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, who is chonky because he's based off concept art. And a lot of people say he's the best Optimus Prime in the truck mode, but yeah, I think I do agree. And like, he should definitely be. I think he definitely deserves to be up here, but since I've never owned him, I only seen how, and his transformation is also quite complex. So, I'll put him over here. Complex transformation, probably one of the best truck modes we've ever gotten. Fucking people outside with their cars. Um, but the only downside to me is the robot mode. So the only, no, the engineering aspect d- deserves it. Next we got Rampage, and Rampage is quite a nice figure. Definitely up here, and definitely better than these guys. I think definitely right here. Then considering what else he has to do, oh, no, definitely right here. No, right. No, considering what else he has to do, even though I don't personally do it because one, I broke that functionality, and two, in the movie he's not even a part of it. Next is Scrap Metal, the first Studio Series figure that is a character based off concept art who technically appeared in the movie, but also technically didn't, because this robot mode we never saw in the movie. He was only in concept art, but his vehicle mode we did see, even though his vehicle mode was completely different in the movie than it is on this toy. But the only reason why he's the vehicle mode he is so to match the CG model in the movie. So, yeah, scrap metal. So I think he definitely works. He's probably one of the better of the two deluxe Constructicons. It's just like nice and simple. His vehicle mode's simple, his robot mode's quite interesting, and the combined mode for the hand is very simple. Is a very simple Constructicon overall. Definitely deserves to be right here. Or you know what? Maybe not. No, 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 no. No, I'm not going to back down. His simplicity overall just is amazing. Next, you have Cogman, who's also another repaint of the Last Night toy from the Last Night toy line, obviously. I missed the original release of Cogman, so this is the one I have, and by far this one's a lot better. I did like the dry brushing on the original figure, but the dark gray plastic and the silver paint just does it for me. The only problem is that mine he doesn't really stand that good. So yeah, I think I'll definitely put him right there. Next we have a repack of Nitro Zeus, the same case as Cogman, where it's the original figure but just like repainted and stuff. Except this figure is labeled as KSI Boss, not Nitro Zeus. So, I mean, he definitely would be. Well, if I had him, he would definitely be like a. Sorry, he would definitely be the Nitro Zeus. He would take his place since Nitro Zeus was like mostly was he no Nitro Zeus was mostly like white instead of silver, but he would definitely go in that place. Plus, it's got the wrong head sculpt for the KSI boss. It's just Nitro Zeus's head, which isn't even accurate to the movie, which is just based off concept art. But I think it's a lot more unique to him than it is than just straight being Shockwave's head. I think definitely up here. Next we have Long Haul, and he's probably in robot mode. He's fantastic in vehicle mode. He's also pretty good. Maybe like the dump truck bed. I mean, you can see his arms, but I completely understand as to why his arms are there. And considering he also has the combining functionality, I think that pretty much negates all his terribleness, all of the terrible parts of the terrible aspects of him. But he's definitely like right there. Next we got Jetwing Optimus Prime, or Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, and this is the best version of this mold, hands down, best version. They re-released him in Buzzword the Bumblebee earlier this year, and I never saw. Well, my friend saw him in the store, but I wasn't able to go to that Target to go buy one, so I would unfortunately have to buy off the scalper. I had to buy a reissue from a scalper, which the whole point of the reissue was to take out having to buy off a scalper. Oh well. Next we got car dropkick, and this figure is wonderful. Probably the best dropkick. No shade to the helicopter dropkick, but this dropkick is just whole next level. Yeah, I think he definitely deserves up here. He's like a fun car Decepticon. One of my favorite car Decepticons. Next we got Hightower, the other Constructicon Deluxe, and yeah, I think he's pretty simple too, nice and simple as well. I just think scrap metal just does the simplicity thing a lot better. So next we have helicopter drift. I almost did the whole. I almost called him dropkick. How many? You know how many times that's happened? So many. Oh my goodness. Okay. But I think he definitely takes what the goodness from helicopter dropkick and just like ups it with the re-sculpting and some with new parts, like obviously the drifts parts, and plus right from the get-go, his deco is movie accurate. So I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna consider No, 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 no. He's definitely like a sleeper hit also because not cause I'm pretty sure a lot of people forget about him. Even I forget about him in my own shelf, even though he's literally at the front. No, I think definitely up in front of the car last night. Drop drift because drift as helicopter makes so much more sense to me than a car, even though that also makes sense too. But him being a helicopter just like makes a lot of sense. Next we have the Universal Studios Megatron, which is the Dark of the Moon Megatron to look like the suit for the that's the Universal Studios of Megatron. And honestly, I would buy this and probably keep it in the box. I don't own it because I haven't been to Universal Studios in a long time, and it's probably a lot more iconic than just buying an EVAC, the deluxe EVAC. I don't even know if they still sell the deluxe of EVAC, but if they don't, then the one to get is Megatron, Studio Series Megatron that is based off the Universal Studios suit. Yeah, I definitely would get it. Keep it in the box, and and like I don't know, or I don't know. I think just the novelty of it being the Universal Studios Megatron, and those videos of him asking if you know what Fortnite is or whatever. I think just grants him that. Next we have the RC sisters, and they the three of them shelved them like crazy, by the time I thought about, oh yeah, I should probably get them to have a complete movie shelf. It was already the time when they weren't being sold anymore and weren't shelf warming like crazy anymore. So to get them now is probably harder. But as toys, they're not that good. They're not that good. They're mostly there to fill a quota. There's also like a secret third mode for all three of them. We can combine them together. So you know what? No, not even that's gonna save it. Bottom of the barrel, but not the worst of the worst. Next, we got Dark Moon Soundwave, and I think he's definitely Soundwave, but is he really good? Well, yeah, I think he's middle of the road. Definitely be careful with the clear plastic back of his backpack, because on mine it's like cracking. So I don't think I'm gonna transform ever again. So that's unfortunate. But I do want to get the original Dark of the Moon Deluxe, even though it would be extremely hard. So maybe Dark Side Soundwave, so I could at least have the original Dark of the Moon mold, but also in a deco that's pretty cool instead of trying to track down the original, which would cost an arm and a leg and a kidney. Next we have Studio Series 49 Bumblebee, the concept Camaro for Bumblebee 2007 Camaro. 2000, I don't know. But this is definitely the next level after the Last Night mold, and it's spread in DNA in the Studio Series 01. But 49 is a brand new mold from the previous, and definitely does it. But I think, yeah, he definitely does it. No, 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 maybe like right here. Yeah, right there. Because there's another. No, no, no. It definitely usurps the Last Night Bumblebee mold. We have first movie Megatron. I don't own this guy, and the whole thing about him is that a lot of people complain that his chest is wrong. It's not movie accurate, and it's probably like the first sign of me not really caring about accuracy. Because I remember back then, I honestly didn't care. He had the wrong chest because hell, it's fucking Megatron. You think I'm gonna care if he has the wrong chest? Obviously, there have been upgrade kits to change his chest to be movie accurate. But even if I had this guy, I would get it, the upgrade kit, just so he could also have the gun where he claps his hands together and then has his gun. That's really the only thing I would do for that. But then I probably would put the movie accurate chest so it doesn't go to waste. I don't know. But how he transforms, where the whole ass jet comes out of his legs, definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting, I think. No, I think Brawl probably does it a bit better. Next, we got Mixmaster, and the only thing about Mixmaster I wish he could do is like put all the mixing drums in like a shield, like in the Dark of the Moon game. But I'm pretty sure the original Voyager can do that. So I don't know if you want your Dark of the Moon shelf to have like a video game section. You could have the original Voyager class for that boss fight with him when he plays Ironhide. But if you want Mixed Mastered that does the combination vehicle mode and obviously a separate robot mode, then here you go. I'm definitely gonna track down the original Voyager in the future so I can at least get to finally experience that one because I remember all the reviews back in 2009 were like, "Oh, shit's insane! It's very complicated." So I'm definitely glad I didn't get it as a kid because I probably would have destroyed it. But Mixmaster, I think definitely, yeah, another S tier. Demolished Scavenger, and it's not Demolisher. Scavenger. The design has always been quite interesting ever since he was first shown off in 2009, and he's definitely the original Voyager was not a good toy, but this figure takes that design and definitely like updates it and makes it better so it could actually be stable in one spot where you don't need to use the hands to hold him in place. But he's definitely not amazing, and yes, I'm aware he does the combination thing, but I think definitely he's bottom of the barrel for A. Almost at, no, definitely B, high B. Next we got Shockwave, and oh my god, I never saw this guy in the stores, and they literally, it's like he jumped out of the screen. He's literally wonderful. He's also a remold of Revenge of the Fallen Megatron on top of it, so the fact they were able to get Shockwave out of that Megatron is crazy. It's wonderful. Just give me a moment. Oh, I'm starting to sound a little, feel. It's starting to feel a little raspy. Starting to feel a little raspy. All right. Uh, Jet Shatter. If you want a Shatter, this is the one to get, not the car one, because the car one's like whatever. But the Jet Shatter, now that's one of the best. uh, Between Shatter and Dropkick, this is the best toy. I kind of hope they do a redo of the car Shatter so we can actually have a decent car Shatter that you don't have to rip the arms off to transform it properly. And then and then also they do another helicopter dropkick because as much as I love the original helicopter dropkick, we definitely should get a new one that's includes the car parts in his chest as well and the door wings because, well, duh. Studio Series is all about accuracies, and there's figures with inaccurate parts to them. Next is Off-Road Bumblebee, and this is by far the best Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie, and I think he deserves to be up here. He's just how he transforms, how his accessories integrate in the vehicle mode is wonderful. I wish the original Volkswagen Bumblebee could do that, but nope. If we could get the Volkswagen Bumblebee that's similar to the Rise of the Beasts figure, then I'd be on board. But well, we'll save anything I have to say about Rise of the Beast Bumblebee when I get to him. So next is what's his name? Roadbuster. Uh, the only thing I remember about this figure is that he's got a massive backpack, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have him, but he's definitely like, if I can recall, he's definitely middle of the road. Full? No, I think definitely right there. Sentinel Prime. This motherfucker. I don't like Sentinel Prime as a character. In fact, even though I don't like him, his toy is definitely amazing. Like, why does his toy go so hard for such a terrible character who would do such a terrible thing to my boy Ironhide? Is he? I think I'm gonna have to give it to him. S for Sentinel Prime. His toy just is amazing and wonderful. I don't have it. I never saw him in the store, and there was a time I could have gotten him, but I chose to get Scrapper instead. So speaking of Scrapper, I think he's definitely the best Voyager Constructicon, and this is his first proper, actual mainline size toy, not just a little Legends class figure. And amazing, wonderful. Scrappers is the probably the best Constructicon out of all of them. Next, we got Cliff Jumper from the Bumblebee movie, and unfortunately, his toy is kind of ass. It's the off-road Bumblebee mold fitted to be the Cybertronian car, and I find it hilarious that they did Cliff Jumper first, considering he dies in the movie. And poor Cliff Jumper, poor guy, he shouldn't die. Um, I think he's definitely like lower than average, below average, slightly below average. Next, we got Topspin, and the Studio Series Topspin's a lot dinkier than how he actually appears in the movie, and I mean, kind of like he's kind of iconic for that. He also like his claws and his design. They're also like soft plastic, and so are the guns, which is interesting as to why they chose to do that. But it's probably like gang molded with the pipes on his chest, which are I think soft plastic as well. I don't really remember. I haven't seen this figure in like since it came out, and everybody reviewed it when it came out. That's the last time I saw this figure. Next, we got Satellite Soundwave, and I think I'm gonna give it to him S tier, even though a lot of people don't like his robot mode because it's not really crazy fantastic. But satellite mode is wonderful. And I also like that he comes with the included stand, so you can have him in satellite mode on the stand. And yeah, Transformers should come with stands a lot more often, please, because they'll have like a little stand port on the back on their bums. So if Hasbro could like make like an actual Transformers stand that's only for the Transformers instead of just like the same stand that they use for Marvel Legends and all that stuff, that'd be wonderful. Next, we got Blitzwing from the Bumblebee movie, and his jet mode is a copyright ambiguous jet. So is Shatter's actually, but his robot mode is literally like jump straight out of the movie. And he's got one articulated hand, so you could have him hold Bumblebee's neck and do the whole scene where he like rips his voice box out. He even comes with a little blade accessory thing that does that exact thing. Our second to last Constructicon of Overload. This is basically the exact figure that I imagined he would be before he like when he was revealed or leaked. I don't remember, but he's exactly what I always envisioned Overload being. But it's basically the Legends class toy, the little Legends class toy, but like souped up to leader class and like crazy sculpted and stuff. Uh, I think, but the Overload in my mind was definitely like that one concept art where he looked like he had spider legs or whatever, and that's the only thing that really stuck with me. And then obviously this figure doesn't include those spider legs, but honestly, I don't really care. He still has got like the spider butt thing. I forgot what it's exactly called, but yeah, I think he definitely deserves to be an S tier. Next we got Skipjack, and it's basically Rampage but yellow. So this is the one you're supposed to put in Devastator because in the movie, the part that takes Rampage's place is actually yellow, and then also in the toys and the original Revenge of the Fallen toy line, Rampage was marketed as being the yellow one, even though he's actually a desert brown in the old toy line. So I'm surprised they didn't. They should do a third. No, not surprised. They should do a third version of Rampage in the deserty brown color for the old toy head, the old Revenge of the Fallen toy heads back in the day. So people like me, basically, I'd buy that. Actually, there's a lot of repaints that these figures could have that was like toy only paint jobs. So like Deep Desert Brawl, I'd buy that in a heartbeat because Deep Desert Brawl is like one of those paint jobs that's like amazing, and also like Jungle Bone Crusher. Oh, I'd buy that too. Next we got Leadfoot. He's a Target exclusive. I forgot what year he came out. No, he came out in 2021, I believe. I think. Yeah, because like Jolt's right here, Leadfoot's right here. He was a Target exclusive. I missed the window to get him. Honestly, I didn't really try to get him. I didn't really put in the effort to get him, but now I'm gonna have to get him if I want a complete movie shelf. And so the thing with Leadfoot, this is his first toy since Dark of the Moon, and the original Dark of the Moon Deluxe got canceled. Well, for a United States release at least, because it released in Japan through the Takara toy line, the Takara version of the Dark of the Moon toy line. And then obviously I saw reviews of that guy back in the day, and he was pretty cool, but he wasn't exactly 100% accurate, obviously, because it was the old toy line. Not everything was 100% there to the T. But this Leadfoot's literally like if he jumped out of the screen, and gotta applaud him for that. I think he's definitely the best of the three wreckers. Because as far as I can tell, I think he's supposed to be the leader of the three of them. Well, at least that's the vibe I gave him. Plus, for some reason, leaders tend to be the color red. Goes for Bionicle, goes for Power Rangers. Hero Factory in the final two waves. No, just Hero Factory and Brain Attack. What else? Honestly, I can't think. Well, obviously Transformers Optimus Prime. He's got red in his color scheme. Okay, next is the actual full-on Devastator combination. I don't think it's that much of a surprise where he's going to go. He's a technical marvel from all studio series. The first ever combiner I've ever completed from buying individual robots instead of just buying a whole ass box set. Even though I did buy the box set for Devastator, the only reason why was because Overload and Long Haul for some reason became extremely hard to get. But they went to Scalper City, so especially Long Haul, like oh my god, so annoying. So yeah, I straight up just ended up buying the box set, and it was worth it. It's worth every however much it was at the time. I think it was like $286, I think, if I recall back, because like 2 years ago when I got this. Yeah, definitely worth the price. 8 figures that form one big robot and also have their own separate robot modes, their own separate vehicle modes. Perfect. It's literally the best of the best from Studio Series. Even though the individual robots, they're all scattered in their tiers, but overall, as one cohesive team, as one big team, they definitely make it as one of the best. It's like one of the crowning achievements from Studio Series. Now, if they can pull that again for Follow Cybertron Bruticus, because there's no doubt they're going to do it in the future because they're doing the Gamer Edition stuff. They're going to do Bruticus eventually, so hopefully they nail that too, like they did with Devastator. And you know I'll be there because I love the Combaticons. So and if they can also do like G1 versions of them also in like Legacy, but except Vortex put him in toy colors because his animation colors are so boring. And then they could also do Ruination out of that. So next is Dino, and basically this is Dino's first ever proper mold that's his own. That's not just a repaint of Sideways from the old Sideways Revenge of the Fallen toy, and definitely, I think, after all this time, he definitely deserves to be up here because Dino is like, he's an interesting character, as in, like, he didn't do much in the movie, but just his overall design is like nothing else. Especially, and then playing him in the video game definitely factors into that because, I mean, his mission's like the most interesting because you got to be stealthy in that mission, even though I don't really like stealth missions because they're extremely hard in my opinion. But then again, I'm not really good at being stealthy. But that's what happens with time, I guess. Plus, I haven't played the Dark of the Moon game in such a long time. Sucks. So next we got I think this one on the box it's labeled B127 because it's a Cybertronian version of Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. Personally, I would only buy this to have the Battle Mask kit and put it on the off-road Bumblebee. That's the only reason why I would even get it. But so just for that fact, just put him up in B. Next we got Starscream from the Bumblebee movie. His head sculpt is ugly. I don't like his head at all. Like even in the movie, I don't like it. But That's why he's gonna go low A. No, no, I think high A now because I do like this mold, but there are just better versions of the mold. Next, we're in the final wave of 2021, where so first figure is Grindor, and I said in the Jolt video, just like the three. I think he definitely is better than the original Blackout. So I think I'll put him. No, put him up here. It's like they took Blackout and obviously they did him better. I'm not sure if the QC changed because on my at first he was a bit fiddly, but then over time he's just like, I got it. Next we got Jolt. I think you know exactly what the hell he's gonna go. He's gonna go up here. Even though as a toy he's pretty average, but the fact that it's Jolt, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Next we got Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee. They fucked up this toy so bad. The light silver parts should be like a dark silver. So what they should have done is just taken the SS49 and just change the car parts. So that's it. Don't change any of the gray plastics or whatever. It'd have been perfect, and then I would have them obviously. But they fucked that up. And they also missed the paint app in the front hood of the front part of the car, where like the bumper is. They missed the yellow mark there. They as much I would say they should do a redo of Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, they're not going to do that because I mean it's literally right there. So what I would have to do is buy another 49, buy the Revenge of the Fallen one, and then kit bash it together to be the perfect version of this mold that I would love to have. Or you know what I could do? I just get Battle Blades Bumblebee and have the perfect Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee already. I used to have him, but I broke his doors. So I have to buy a brand new one, but I wouldn't mind. Honestly, whatever price that he would be asking for, I wouldn't mind. The next is Studio Series Thrust from the Bumblebee movie. This is definitely the best version of this mold, and he's also probably the only one that actually had like the cone head kind of thing going on. And I don't think he is, but I like to headcanon that he's based off Armada Thrust. So I don't know. Next we got Bumblebee Nest Bumblebee. This is an interesting figure. I think it's definitely a reference to that one Bumblebee from that was like a Kmart exclusive. He was like all gray, which I still have it. But it's the Canon Bumblebee mold, and the Canon Bumblebee mold isn't the best. So I guess if I wanted a Bumblebee with that color scheme, I guess this would be the one to get. But I honestly don't want it because I like my Bumblebee being yellow majority of the time. Or the major color is yellow. Next we got Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe, and this is the best version of this mold. The paint is better. Well, not that the paint's better. The paint distribution is better. The gray plastic chosen is on par with what I imagine for Revenge of the Fallen being like a dark gray plastic. But is he really? I think I'm putting him up here. The paint's wonderful. The plastic color choice is wonderful. He's definitely the best version of the Sideswipe. Even though the Dark in the Moon one is also pretty good, because he's also unique, because he's also the convertible. And he's also a redeemer for the original Dark in the Moon Deluxe, which isn't that good. So next is a reissue, repack of High Octane Bumblebee from Age of Extinction. It's not even the original version of the toy. It's a repack of that 1 3-pack of Last Night Bumblebee, the original 77 Camaro mold from the 2007 movie, and this toy. I sold that one because I very much prefer the original release, which I still have, because that like orangish yellow for Bumblebee is just too iconic to let go. But I guess just factoring it as a toy, not thinking about the original, it's definitely, considering what we're working with here, I think definitely the top for B. If you got Bumblebee, next we have Bumblebee movie Wheeljack, and I remember I got him. The only reason why I got him is because I didn't like his Rise of the Beast design at first, but then I got this toy, Then Rise of the Beast one just started to warm up to me a little bit as the release date for the movie kept getting closer and closer. So you best believe once we get that guy in Studio Series, I will be there. I also want to get the original, well, not the original, the mainline one that's in that Buzzworthy 3 pack. Definitely that 3 pack is definitely the one to get, and then get rid of the Cheetor, and then get the other one and keep the Air Razor and sell the Mirage and Bumblebee, or get rid of them because the mainline Wheeljack for Rise of the Beasts definitely. He's a silly bot. He would definitely go in the miscellaneous shelf whenever things would start getting splintered off into their own proper shelves. Next, we got Studio Series Braun from the Bumblebee movie, and he's definitely wonderful. He's pretty cool. The robot mode's like straight from the movie, and he definitely has Doomslayer energy to him, which I'm sure a lot of people pointed out. But yeah, he's definitely a great figure. I don't even own him, and I think he's pretty cool. Well, then again, all these figures I know a lot about, even if I don't own some of them. Next, we got Bumblebee movie Ratchet, and honestly, I'm not really a big fan of this design because I think his face is a whole lot of nothing. There's not really discernible features, but I think he definitely deserves to be up here because the transformation, the shape, the robot looks exactly like the movie. Definitely. Next, we got Bumblebee movie Soundwave, and I do like this design, but unfortunately, I don't think this toy really captures it that as well because it's either his legs are too long or his arms are too short. There's not really a good balance here. So I wouldn't say to do a redo of him in Studio Series, but definitely just get a different version of this toy. So I probably would get the 301 if I want like proper actual movie proportions. I think I would probably go for that for me, but also I like the functionality it has with the Ravage. So next we got the first introduction into core class of Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie, and I think he's a neat little figure. I don't own him because I'd rather have a Voyager class Bumblebee movie Shockwave than a core class. And a lot of people like to ask why he was even made in core class, but like I'm pretty sure the designer said it's to introduce the core class scale. And next, the second ever core class figure we got for Studio Series is Ravage from the Bowling movie, and this figure is wonderful. This is definitely the best from this wave. Definitely a standout star from this wave. The first wave of 2022. Standout figure. He is better than everybody else. Ravage Superiority Complex. We'll talk about the premium finish figures last because yeah. Or I should just do them now, since these are already figures I've talked about. So this Bumblebee, as much as I don't like this mold, it's definitely the better version of it because of the good paint and stuff. So yeah, it gets souped to, I'll put it right here. Next we got the Bumblebee movie design, and I think it definitely takes that spot. It looks amazing. Premium Finish Megatron from the first movie, it's basically exactly the same kind of, except dominantly, I think just like the gray plastic and like the silver coating paint is just on par with the movie. Where do I even put the original Megatron? It's right there. It's definitely not best of the, I think right there. Next we got Ratchet, Premium Finish Ratchet. This is the one I want to get for the first movie one, and then but then the designers threw in the idea, oh, what if we did a Voyager first movie Ratchet or whatever? And I think that idea, I like that idea a lot more. But I would get this one because, well, to re-get the first movie deco in the deluxe mold because it's cool. Next we got Bumblebee. This one came out Buzzworthy on under the same name B127, but except he's got his regular head, and he loses that now. He loses the novelty of the whole battle mask, but he's definitely better than Cliff Jumper in terms of paint choices and whatever. Next, we got Bowling Movie RC. She's a cool figure, and then her mold was recently reused for Legacy which is interesting. I think she's better than Ratchet, both of them, I guess. Speaking of that mold, we got Ironhide. I think he's definitely, well, definitely in terms of my own personal tastes, better than Ratchet. So yeah, next we got Premium Finish Optimus Prime based off the '05 mold, and my God, now this is what I'm talking about. I do wish it was on the 32 mold, but it's whatever. I honestly don't care. The '05 mold isn't even that bad, so I don't mind. Next we got Studio Series Galvatron. Oh my lord! Speaking of amazing figures from Studio Series, they didn't have any right to go this hard on him, but they did. It's fucking Galvatron for Age of Extinction, like a nobody character. The only thing about him is that it's Megatron, deceiving the humans, and like yeah, he did that. And then he said he had no soul because he has no fear. Yeah, Galvatron Age of Extinction is just nothing, and then he says, "Oh, well, I'm not finished," or whatever at the very end. I forgot. And then we see Megatron the last night, so everything to do with Galvatron was for nothing. But his Studio Series toy is amazing. It's like they really pushed the limit to that budget, and it was definitely worth it. Next, we got a Thundercracker, who's like Starscream, the same mold as the Cybertronian Starscream, except he's got the gas mask, so definitely is better than Starscream, but not better than Thrust. But he's on par with Thrust, but just not better. Next, we got Sideways, and his engineering is quite interesting. He definitely also I forgot to mention the Dino. His car mode isn't even the actual Ferrari. He's a copyright ambiguous Ferrari. So that's what also Sideways is. He's a copyright ambiguous Audi R8. I think he's definitely up here, but because mine has loose ankles, he's definitely low tier. Next, we got Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, and this is the best version of this mold until they do. Actually, no, not until they do anything. But this is definitely the best version of the mold. I think he's definitely right here. I think no, I'm moving up one. He's definitely up there. Now, oh my goodness! Back on wonderful, amazing figures. Hot Rod, engineering marvel for the deluxe class. He is like I said in his video. He's like a actual. He has the engineering of a masterpiece figure. You know what? Just now that I'm recalling this video, definitely up to one by Galvatron. For some reason, just for some reason, these two they went above and beyond. They just went harder than any other figure possible. Next, we got Crosshairs. Honestly, his robot mode is it's not really terrible. It's this figure's mediocre. It does the opposite of animated Prowl, where the robot mode, where on Prowl the robot mode's like wonderful, fantastic, but the vehicle mode's like complete ass. It's the exact opposite, where the robot mode is kind of ass, but the car mode is wonderful. So basically, what I'm saying is get the original Last Night Deluxe if you want to play with your toy. But if you want to, well, then again, the car mode on that's pretty good too. If you just want a movie accurate statue, then you get the Studio Series. But if you want a playable action figure of Crosshairs from the Last Night, get the original Deluxe, which I plan to get that because I still do want it, even though we have this figure. But I just want a good Crosshairs like to actually play with. So that's why. Next we get the Fallen. Oh my goodness, some robot mode for this guy. Oh, they definitely, they definitely outdid themselves here. I love it. I think definitely better than Megatron. Both of them. No, I think he deserves up here. Definitely deserves it. Next we got Laserbeak or the Pink Bumblebee. This is the next core class figure after Ravage, and he is Not the best, but yeah, he's not really the best. Next, we got Nest Ratchet, so it's like if Ratchet died. He's all grayed out. I don't know. Definitely, like, I think sort of better than the first movie Deco from like the actual original '04 Deluxe, but it's just not really fitting my taste. Bone Crusher, definitely same thing. Low end though, because no, I'll just put him with the original. I mean, it sort of fits, I guess, but I don't really care. Now on to Rise of the Beasts. Our first figure is Battle Trap, and I don't own Battle Trap, but I know quite a bit about him. His transformation, as far as I can tell, is quite fiddly, but I'm sure when I have him, I'll figure out a way to do it. But his robot mode is, my goodness, wonderful. I'm just gonna put him low. No, put him on the Shockwave, definitely. No, I think right here. Definitely can't wait to get him. And then also the chain that comes with Optimus Primal to go with him. Next, we got Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, figure 100. And honestly, wonderful. Wonderful figure. It's definitely fitting that he's figure 100 and that it's Bumblebee. I just said the same thing. But he's definitely up here. I think in terms of just his simplicity, go for robot to car. Transformation is definitely wonderful. Definitely better than off-road Bumblebee. But that doesn't mean the off-road Bumblebee is worse. They just both accomplish different things in different ways to different qualities. But I think Rise of the Beast Bumblebee just takes it to another level. Next we got Hatchet, a figure that's not even out yet, that hasn't been acknowledged by Hasbro. It's the same situation as 86 Hound, where he was leaked, even though people say, oh, he was revealed. No, he wasn't. He was leaked, and I have a feeling he's a Studio Series number 90. Fuck, what number was it? Like number. I forgot. It was like 97, I think. I think he's supposed to be figure 97. Or I'm probably confusing with a different figure. It's definitely in the 90s that there's a figure missing, and I have a feeling it's Hatchet. But it's basically takes that Berserker mold, which was also redone for Crowbar, but like also redoes it again for Hatchet. And based on this promotional image, well, not really promotional, based on this 3D render, it's it's kind of rough. But until we actually see this toy, we'll see. Hopefully, it comes out next year. Even though it's going to be odd that a figure from that's numbered 90 something comes out this late, and we're already like at figure 105. I don't know. It's going to be awkward. Next, we got Scourge from Rise of the Beasts. He's definitely the leader class to get from this year. I don't know if he'd be up here in this threshold because this is more so if like. No, I think he deserves it. He's awesome. He's like wonderful, amazing leader class figure. I think definitely does a bit more than Bumblebee. Um, I can't wait to get him. Obviously, he's not accurate to the movie with the whole chainmail neck thing, but I don't care. It's amazing. Next, we got Cheetor. So the only reason I I haven't even explained anything yet. When I first saw this guy, he looked so bland and boring to me. But then actually seeing the movie kind of made me want to get him because I don't know, the movie was so good that it made me really want to get Cheetor, even though he's so bland looking. It feels like I don't know. He just definitely needed some color. And then I would have been on board from the very beginning. I don't think he's S tier. I think he's like right here, below, above average, kind of. Next we got Air Razor. She doesn't even transform in the movie, so her robot mode is a whatever creation by the designers, and her bird mode is close enough to the movie, I guess. The transformation is just Kingdom Air Razor though, and if you want a movie Air Razor, just get the mainline one because that one is a more interesting transformation, even if it's less accurate to the movie. Definitely think it's the one to get. Next up, RC from Rise of the Beasts. The this little core class figure doesn't really do the movie model justice, but I think she's definitely serviceable. Next we got Freezer. Oh boy, I like him. In the movie, they're like actually scary, like Freezer and Novocaine. Like, my goodness. I'll save these for last. Next, we got Mirage. Definitely, this figure is looking to be one of the best from this year. But factoring other figures here, I think definitely. No, I think definitely like next level. Maybe I think Leadfoot though just does this thing is jumping out of the screen better than Mirage because this Mirage, while being close to the very close to the movie, he's got like. But then again, with that movie design, you couldn't really realistically have it transform and also look like how it does in the movie. So, yeah, Rhinox. He's definitely looking to be one of the best from this year, surprisingly. And I did see two of them, but I didn't buy them because there was another figure I was looking for. But I think yeah, he's definitely shaping up to be one of the best, surprisingly. Next we got Optimus Primal, and I'm gonna give it to him. He when he was first revealed, he looked like so much fun. Like definitely one of those toys that once you pick it up and you transform it a lot, you just can't put it down. And that's the vibe. That's the vibe I get off of him, and hopefully that's the vibe, and hopefully that's exactly what happens once I have him. Plus, he also comes with bonus accessories for other figures to add on to that, to add on to them, specifically to Battle Trap and another, who we will be talking about now, Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. This is the figure I was talking about when I was looking for a different figure instead of Rhinox. It was definitely this figure. I think he definitely deserves to be in this tier. Although the truck mode is kind of a mess, but the robot mode is just so wonderful, fantastic, that I think the vehicle mode being a factor, but also the robot mode being also a factor is like pulling at your heartstrings. So like, I think definitely right here. I think that's fair. You know what? No, no. I'm gonna level up Optimus Primal because at least both modes on him aren't sacrificed. But the other accessory that Optimus Primal comes with is an axe, which is Optimus's axe. Which the only reason why Optimus Primal comes with it is because they couldn't fit it into the budget for Optimus Prime. So that's why. Can't wait to have both those, so then I could like do a whole handing down the axe kind of thing. Next is Core Class Stark and the Moon Bumblebee, and I mean it's definitely the deco I prefer when it comes to this mold because I'm biased. We'll save these. Next we got Nightbird, and she's also shaping up to look to be one of the best. Probably a little bit better than Mirage, but not like on par with like Leadfoot. Definitely, she shares a lot of engineering with the mainline one, surprisingly. So I don't know. Hopefully, it's cool. I guess. Next, we got Noah Diaz, the first human character. Actually, no, because we got Charlie and we got Sam with Wiki. But like the first separate, only human character in Studio Series that's like its own figure, not like anything else. He's also way out of scale, which is funny, but I mean, I don't mind. I'd love to have the exosuit because, well, he's part of the movie. And you can also take off the jet mode that's on his back, but I don't know. He's definitely not like amazing. Like I'm not losing my mind like on how he works. Next, we got Novocaine, and it's just Freezer with the different paint app. So definitely, no, he's not bad. It's definitely on the same level. Okay, next we got the 15th anniversary Studio Series things. So right off the bat, Blackout is exactly the same. No deco changes whatsoever. So it's just gonna. Wait, where did I put the original Blackout? Right here. There's literally no deco changes. Same with Starscream. There's no deco changes. So it's literally just a repack, which I don't mind because I'm trying to sell mine, so I could just get them again through this 4 pack. Megatron, he's about. I think he's also the same deco. Yeah, I think he's also the same deco with no changes whatsoever. So therefore, reinforcing to get the premium finish one. Where did I put the original one? The original first movie Megatron. Oh, I definitely put it up here in here then, because premium finish is in here. Hold on, I'm trying to find first movie Megatron in the tier list. Oh my god. Hold on a minute. Oh my god, it's literally right there. It seems to me to be also exactly the same. So next we got Jazz. I think this deco definitely is a lot closer to the movie than the original deluxe was. So definitely the better one. But I'm not gonna buy this the Autobot 4 pack, a 5 pack just for him. Ironhide. I think the original deco is better. Well, even though this one has more movie accurate deco, but I don't know. I like Ironhide to be all black instead of having a bit of gray. Next is Ratchet. This is probably I think the green for this version is correct, but it's loosey goosey based on a review I saw compared to the premium finish and compared to the Darker the Moon version and the premium finish one where they fix where the legs don't have a loose problem issue. Next we got Optimus. He's definitely missing quite the deco, so this is probably like the worst version of this mold. But like even worse than well, yeah, it's probably the worst version of the mold, but and it's also missing deco. You know, no, just because I'm just mean, I'll put him below the original. Next, we got Bumblebee. This is the worst version of this mold, hands down. He's got Gaines Workshop gray all over him, and there's a lot of paint apps missing. This is the worst version of this mold. Do not get this Bumblebee from this 4 pack and this 5 pack. It's the worst of the worst. And last but not least, we got the 4 pack Barricade. And I think this is definitely closer to the movie than the original deco on the original deluxe. So, yeah, that's basically it for Studio Series. I finished this one in a timely manner within just 1 hour because I started 1 hour ago. So that's basically the Studio Series tier list for all the figures except 86 and the Gamer Edition stuff because I don't know why they're not included in this even though it's supposed to be all Studio Series figures. So I would have to make that myself and then do it in the future. So that means I have to make my own assets and everything. Which I don't mind. I wouldn't mind doing it, but it would definitely be a timely project. So yeah, that's basically the Studio Series going over double S tier, Devastator, the top of the line, everything. Ending off with Rise of the Beast Optimus, where that robot mode is fantastic. Truck mode is an eyesore, kind of, from the back. Then we got free. You know, hold on. I'm reconsidering it. Are they really better than these guys? Not really. And actually, I want to I'm just going to move them up. No. I think I'll leave them there now. So S tier, we're starting off the premium finish of the Studio Series 05 Optimus. Wonderful. Wonderful figure. Ending off with RC, where he's not quite 100% from the movie, but also not a bad toy. Then A, we've got Noah Diaz, who still, I don't know, I'm just trying to reconsider him a little bit in this spot, probably like right here. So that moves to Bumblebee Movie RC. You know what? Now that I'm starting to think about it a little bit, yeah. So A, so then that means S tier ends with Bumblebee Movie Shockwave is a neat little toy. A starts with Bumblebee Movie RC. She's definitely a good figure. Definitely, yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. Ends with Noah Diaz, who doesn't really have much going on. He's out of scale, but I'm sure it'd be a fun toy. B tier, we got the leaked Hatchet, who's not even out. It probably won't be out for like another year, probably, because this year's already coming to a close already. So it's gonna be weird getting a figure labeled number 90 a year from now. Hope they weren't. Hope him and Hound weren't canceled because I want them really badly, both of them. And then we end off with Laserbeak, the pink Bumblebee. First off, they didn't even commit to it being pink, and yeah, that's basically the only reason why they didn't commit fully. It should have been actually the color pink instead of like this reddish pink that it is. If they committed, then he would definitely be up. C tier, starting off with B127 with the regular head. It doesn't have the novelty of the battle mask. And KSI Sentry is just a Stinger but blue. So novelty is gone of it being a Stinger. D tier, a premium finish Bumblebee, Volkswagen Bumblebee. I don't like this mold. Even immaculate paint isn't gonna change my mind. It is the worst mold for Bumblebee in Studio Series. Second worst Bumblebee mold. And then we end D tier with Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, a figure that they messed up really badly. That definitely could have been. This definitely couldn't have happened if they didn't decide to change some parts of them. Then we go to F tier with the retro rock Bumblebee. It's like golden. Or now we end with the other retro rock Bumblebee, which is the Volkswagen mold, but now he's uglier because that gold plastic's just ugly. It's ugly shade. Can't believe it. So yeah, that's basically that tier list. Yeah, I think that's it for the stream for today. I just wanted to, because I said last night I was going to do this one, but then it got extremely late, and that stream was 5 hours long. There's no way anybody's going to watch that all the way to the very end. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm done with the stream. It's over. Been Halo Nuva, and hopefully you enjoyed. Definitely gonna figure out exactly the streaming thing, like getting the audio to sound good, figuring out things I could do for streams besides just tier lists. Because come on, this is like the lowest of the low kind of content right here of tier lists because it's so simple to do because you could talk about a lot of things all at once, of course, but it's also kind of I guess I don't know if I really want to say it, but it's not really like not really thought provoking of an idea to do tier lists, even though it's like easy content because you can talk about like a bunch of things all at once. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Um, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. This is not gonna be a daily thing because there are things I do have to do every day that wouldn't really fit in with a streaming schedule. So this would probably be like a weekend thing, I guess, or whenever I have an idea for something. So yeah, that's basically it. I've been Halo Nuva. You've been watching the Halo Nuva live hangout 9/17/23, and that's basically it. Oh yeah, also for anybody who's from the previous stream watching right now, I changed some of the screens. So here, let me show you real quick. So the BRB screen, I changed it to this. So this was originally I was gonna put this for the yesterday's stream when I quickly made these. This I was gonna have this be one, but I didn't have enough. But I wanted to get streaming as soon as possible, so I didn't really have a lot of time to figure this out. But now I'm glad I figured it out. I'm pretty glad about it. And last but not least is this one, the end screen. So it's fitting because now it's over. The live stream's done. I'm done streaming for today, and yeah, that's basically the end screen. I'm just waiting for my iPad to catch up to when I start showing different screens. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the end of the stream. Um, yeah, it was a nice hour doing this, nice and quick to the point, and yeah, that's the end of the live stream. I have to take care of things now. I have to take care of personal things now, personal matters. No more content creation. So yeah, that's it. So I got to work on the next video, which will hopefully I can get to that so that there's not 2 weeks where there's no video because I don't know, that's not really that fair to you guys who are watching, and not fair to me for not pursuing my creative liberty. No, no, creative outputs. So, so yeah, Germa just went live, so now I have something to watch after this. So, yeah, that's basically it. I really wish this tier list included the gamer edition stuff and 86, so I could go over all figures from Studio Series, like every single one, instead of just the movies, the live action stuff, because it's not really fair. It's not really the whole toy line now, is it? And also would have decreased a lot of time from the last stream, which was 5 hours long. Probably would have been 4 hours long if we didn't include 86 Studio Series stuff. Definitely, I think there might be a Gamer Edition one in the future. Whoever made this tier list and made the previous one was probably going to make a Gamer Edition one. So we have like 50 billion of those. But unless I just make my own tier list or include everything from every single toy line, so the War for Cybertron to Legacy is just that only, no Studio Series 86 in that, and then the Studio Series tier list being just the live action stuff, and then the Studio Series one being the live action stuff, Studio Series 86, and the Gamer Edition stuff. So maybe I'll do that in the future. Probably not. I could pay somebody to do that, but I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, that's it. No more stream for today. Um, I'll probably do the video, work on the next video today, later today. I just thought, oh, maybe I could stream that. Well, what would that be? It'll just be a screen. It'll just be a whole face cam, just me filming. The laptop just sitting at the edge of the desk with the fucking just pointing at me while I film stuff. Oh, shit. Don't need copyrighted music now, do we? I just got a text message. Okay, so okay, no more stream before I actually get copyright struck in by my own phone. Where's the button? Uh, yeah, I don't have to mute myself because I just end the stream. So here we go. We're gonna end it in 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Okay, I'm serious.